Some have argued that Sushupti, the deep sleep, is actually the very state of the Brahman. But broadly, most philosophers reject that thesis, or there would be no need to invoke Turiya, the fourth, the transcendent state. Let's start first from Nidra and Swapna. Gaudapada gives beautiful explanation. Anyatha grihnatah swapna, nidra tattvam ajanatha. What is swapna? What is nidra? Nidra is swapna is anyatha grihnatha. When you cognize something as otherwise, that is swapna. Even your erroneous cognition falls under the same category here as dreaming. So this would not differentiate between lucid dreaming and regular dreaming. As long as your cognition is like a fantasy consciousness or erroneous consciousness, it falls under the same category of swapna. And nidra is when there is no functioning that constitutes the swapna vritti. There is no functioning of the mind that generates the otherwise object. It only has the lack of object as its object. That is what we are calling swapna. If you enter a room and you see the room is completely empty and you report that it's totally empty, that doesn't mean that you did not see anything there. There was nothing to be seen. You just witnessed the absence. If you go inside a cave, deep into it, and it's so pitch dark, you do not see anything. That doesn't mean that you are blind. That doesn't mean that you do not see anything. You just see darkness. Nidra is analyzed here like darkness. You know, two people talking in this totally dark cave, one asks, is it totally dark here? And the other replies, how can I say I can't see anything? You know, just you just see that you can't see anything because it's just dark. That is basically the analysis of nidra, to not have anything to see or to not see anything there. Why not we call this samadhi? Let's say, why is this not samadhi? Number one, the result of samadhi is realization. What type of realization do you get by going into nidra? Everybody goes into nidra. From Brahmadi Stamba Paryanta, all the living creatures go to that state of nidra. That doesn't give them self-realization. Two, even in being in that state, there is no sustained cultivation. A yogi cannot cultivate the nidra state like he cultivates samadhi state. A yogi does not come out of the nidra state with the same freedom and lucidity that he comes out of the samadhi state. A yogi does not have the same translucency or transparency of consciousness that he enjoys in the Samadhi state during the mode of Nidra. So, no, we could not consider Nidra state as the goal of yoga practice, because the goal of yoga practice is Samadhi. And if Nidra were to be such a goal, we can induce that Nidra state by many ways, either chemically or physically. We can induce such a state, and nobody is enlightened by going through apoxia or going through unconscious state. They are different or varied states of Nidra. You can go to deeper states, to coma. Nobody wakes up to being enlightened after being in such states of no cognition. So therefore, Nidra could not be a Samadhi state, and Nidra is distinct from the Swapna state as well. Thank you.